Hello, this is the first video of the series describing the backend application I developed as part of my capstone project for the certificate as full-stack web developer I am pursuing. Badbank is a web application developed with the MERN stack consisting of a React-based front-end, Express web server over Node.js front-end environment, and a cloud-based MongoDB database. For this project, I followed a continuous integration and deployment approach by connecting the GitHub repository to the platform render.com, which is similar to Heroku. The overall architecture of Badbank is basically an interconnection of multiple services. Starting with the React-based front-end layer, the user credentials are managed by a Firebase application that provides all the functions and hooks to handle the access and persistence over the session. It responds with a JSON web token that is used to ensure a secure interaction with the database and its transactions. Interaction between the front and the backend is managed by Axios, which provides simple functions to make requests to a RESTful API that communicates with the database. I use Mongoose to create the schemas and manage the queries into the database. The front end follows the standard structure given by Create React App. Similarly, the backend was initialized with npm. By setting the static option to the build directory at the front end, the front communicates with the backend with no problem. This is a single-page application, meaning all the actions will happen in the same URL, but routing programmatically the different components. Some of the options are hidden until a validated user logs into the application. I use cards with validation forms at the unit component where the user can make transactions. So we have cards for deposits, withdraw, historical transactions, and make transfer between accounts. You can access the different functions by either the buttons or the nav bar. The life cycle of the application is basically 3 stages, where a user accesses the system, either creating an account or logging to an existing one. Once authenticated, transactions can be made in the forms provided. After that, the user logs out and the cycle starts again. For the authentication, I use Firebase, as provided a whole set of functions and hooks to set up users, credentials, and persistence of data across the session. Together with that, I use the service account that provides JSON web tokens that allows me to manage authorization and access control at the backend level. This setting was great to avoid sending passwords to the database, so I didn't have to store them. The only data persistent is the username, email, account number, and transaction history. Everything else is managed during the session by the JSON web token. However, it wasn't exempt of difficulties. Firebase provided simple solutions to sort them out, such as to limit the session to the current browser window, so if a user closes without logging out, it automatically was done for you. I had trouble ensuring user data can move around the different components by using the standard use context hook of JavaScript. However, Firebase provides their own hook to do exactly that. Also, thanks to my classmates' help, I managed to enable service accounts to validate the JSON across the backend as well. So these are the main design characteristics I applied on the front end. The next videos will show some of the backend and a final demo where you can see this in action. Thank you.